large scale modelling. Welcome to part 7 of our US self-propelled 155mm gun, the M40. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, hit that notifications bell, you get notified of all the videos that get uploaded when they do. Give us a thumbs up at the end if you like the video, and your comments are welcome down below. So in the last video we'll do a bit of a recap. We've started putting on some parts onto this, which is the support for the gun. So there's a traverse handle, there was a elevation wheel. We've done all that. There's still more to be done on this. And we also got the tracks painted, which are here. Here they are. So they're done in a dark iron. I undercoated Mr. Surfer and did them in a dark iron. They've come up really good. And then we stopped and ended the video there because before I can put anything else on the tank, I need to put the tracks on. And I want to weather them up quite a bit before I actually put them on. So it's going to be a lot easier. There's not much space under the tank to be doing that. So as I mentioned in the other video, I was going to head down to the local hobby store and pick up some weathering stuff, which I have done. I'm back, and let's have a look at what we got. Now, to start with, I was looking for something to use for I want to mount this. I want to do this in a diorama. Whether the diorama will be part of this build series up until when the tank's done, or whether I do that later and tack it on as an extra video, I'm not sure yet. But anyway, let's have a look at what I purchased. So first of all, I went to the local hardware store, got myself this little container here. Nice little small container. See it? Now, I didn't actually buy it for the container, I bought it for the lid. And there's the lid, because that is going to be my base for my diorama. And if I put the vehicle in here, like that, and along with the ramp that's going to sit on the back there, that's going to sit in there perfectly. So there we go with our base for the diorama. But it turns out that I did need a basket after all, because I've got all my weathering stuff in here. Now this isn't all that I bought, but I will show you what I did buy. So this is in South Korea. I want it in the winter time, and it's an active tank with the US Army, okay? So there's going to be snow. So I got snow. Haven't looked at this yet, but this is a snow acrylic diorama from AK. The number's AK8011 if you're interested. It says perfect product to create snow texture on any surface, terrain, vehicle or building. Okay, this is a high quality acrylic product developed for extreme realism. Perfect for results in thin or thick layers. It can be diluted with water or an acrylic thinner to improve its flow. Close well, so forth, and use a spatula or an old brush for handling. So I'm assuming it's quite thick. Yeah. Now I also bought AK's snow sprinkles. Now I'm not sure what this will be like, but here it says I need better glasses. It's small. Okay, so in here we got spring snow texture used to achieve ultra realistic thin layers of snow. Snow sprinkles is a versatile product and can be used on its own. It also combines perfectly with snow terrains, which is this one. This is a highly quality product, blah, 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 the usual stuff. And it says everything else is the same. From what I know is this is what you put down as your main layer of snow, and then you use this one down on there, and this creates that sparkle effect you see in the ice on snow. Give it a more realistic look. So the AK8009 is the product number for that. So that's those. So I also bought, I need to cover in this tank in a bit of mud, of course. If there's snow, there's going to be melted snow and there's going to be slushy and muddy. So we've got Splatter Effects Dry Mud, AK 08027. And again, dry mud has been formulated for creating dry mud splatter effects on vehicles, dioramas, so forth. It's just the right consistency, easily handled by brush, creating realistic textures of dried, splattered mud on lower vehicle surfaces. Has never been easier. It's basically, yeah, that's it there. I'm assuming that's going to be the colour, the brown, so that's good. Now, I will have areas that will have wet mud, probably around lower on the vehicle, around the trucks and tracks and so forth, where there isn't snow, but I can easily darken that with what I have, which is some other stuff here. I didn't buy this, but I do have a dark brown wash, so that can darken the mud. From a previous build, I also have North Africa dust. It's quite good for just doing the dust lighter stuff around on the body of the vehicle. But I also bought this one, which is the Pigments Track Rust, high quality fine colors, blah blah blah, track rust, AK085. Let's see, nothing in there about putting it on or anything, but there's the color. I'm going to apply that with a brush onto the tracks, and that's going to give the rust effect, I assume. We'll see, never used this before, so that's good. Now I also have, this was also from a previous diorama, is some water gel transparent, which is a water effect, and I use this for one of my ship dioramas. It comes up really, really nice. So if I want to have a little bit of water on the ground in the snow, this is the stuff to use. Okay, of course we've got the usual applicators, and I've got some Tamiya Weathering Master for soot, snow and rust on there. That's an old one I've had before. All right, yeah, so there we go. Put all that back, put that aside, and yeah, let's get on with it. All right, so the first thing I want to start on is the tracks. Okay, so we need to weather these up, and we're going to use some of those rust effects and see how that shows up. I need to put down some paper towels. I know this stuff is messy. Might even do it in a container. Let me just set up here and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back, we're ready to go with rust. Now I've got some Mr. Weathering rust orange, which is optional maybe, I'm not sure. And I've got some stain brown. I'll see how this goes on first. I'm basically just going to brush this. This is the track rust. Hopefully the colours will show up with so much white towels down, but first we're just going to put a little bit of this in here, because I know this stuff can make a mess and go everywhere, and I don't want that to happen. So, okay, so I've got a brush here, fairly wide brush. I'm just going to start going across, wiping this on, and we'll just see what happens, I suppose. Yeah, I don't know how much I need or anything. This is the first for me, so we'll see. Okay. So far it looks pretty good. Yeah, it actually does. Now, I was told by a couple of people, I found out, that even though this tank was in South Korea, and I call it a tank by mistake. So this armor vehicle was in South Korea. I wanted to be in a snow area, so it was in, you know, where there's a lot of water around, moisture. I was told that these tracks would be quite rusty. Yeah, so not to be too concerned about the rust. So I said, okay then. So that's what I'm doing, making them rusty. I don't want to do it to the point where you can't see the iron down there, but we are getting that rust looking happening. You hope you can see that. That's coming up quite well, actually. I'm really happy with that. It's gone from a iron painted piece of rubber to what now looks like rusty piece of metal. Quite a transformation. Okay. Just keep working up the tracks, I suppose. And I don't know if a clear coat over the top would make much of a difference to the effect, but you've got to lock this in somehow. You can't just have it, all that dust sitting there, otherwise it's going to make a mess. So as you can see, I'm really just brushing it across, getting it in now and then into the nooks and crannies a little bit, but still that dry brushing I want still to show there. Because, you know, the wear and tear on this, if it's rolling around on streets and solid surfaces, then the metal's going to show through, isn't it? So, pretty happy so far, really. Now this is the inside of the track, of course. That's pretty much it. Let me just turn it over and get any excess off. So if you can see that, look at the colour that's come up. Looks pretty good, hey? Might as well do the other side now. I don't want this to be too thick. Obviously this is running across surfaces and so forth. So I'm going to be fairly light with it. Again, the dry brushing on the silver I did on these raised areas is still showing through, which is what I want. Keep this very light. I sort of enjoy this weathering as much as I do putting the model together. I couldn't imagine building a model and not doing some form of weathering to it. I know that, you know, if you're a car modeler, you don't really do that. You want your car looking nice and shiny, unless of course it's in a, you know, decaying state. But yeah, just I think the models really come alive when they when you get this happening, and and you start doing the weathering. Yeah. It's coming on real well too, it's looking nice. I could certainly imagine them being this colour. You know, I haven't seen any tanks around, but you know, you do see some of this roadworks equipment and tractors and stuff sometimes out in paddocks, and you see the rust, and it really is a good colour. This pigment is really quite accurate. Alright, just getting the excess off that. Alright, that looks good. What I'm going to do now is I'll just move it away from all these white paper towels, put it down on the mat, and we'll be able to get a better look at the colour. Just move this over. And now, let's have a look at that. How's that, eh? That looks pretty good, eh? That's the upper side of it. There's the bottom of it. Certainly looks rusty. Let's have a look at the original one. From that to that. Look at that. Right, that's good. Okay, I'm trying to keep my mat clean. Alright, so I'm just thinking now whether I should be doing some sort of a wash over it. Like the brown's probably not good, but I do have the Tamiya black as well, and I'm thinking of touching that through there maybe, because yeah, I don't know. I mean, we've still got mud effects to do. Take a look at that. We've got dry mud. I haven't even looked at that. Let's have a look at this one. Yeah, of course, dry mud can probably be added after. Let's take this. Okay. Let's see what we got in here. Oh yeah, look at that. That certainly looks like mud, doesn't it? I think that's going to look great. Make sure that lid's on properly. Good. I spilt a little bit down there. So while I have spilt a little bit, let's just put a little bit on there and have a look. Yeah, on the sides. Just do a little bit across there like that. And the idea is just leave that on there and let it dry. And again, that was probably too thick. I wanted to sort of dry brush. Yeah, we still want to see the rust in there. Alright, I'm going to let that dry, and I'll go weather the other one. I'll put all the rust on the other track, and then we'll come back and we'll just have a look and see how that little bit there dried. Okay. Alright, I'll be back shortly. Okay, so there's both our sets of tracks done. Really, really nicely done. And the one that had the little bit of mud I put on, if I can find it, is this part here. So it's a very light coloured mud, and I figure that I'll probably put that on after the tracks are on the tank on the vehicle. Self-propelled M40 155mm gun, I should say. So yeah, I'm happy with them the way they are like that. Yeah, they look really nice, hey. So now what I'm going to do now is I guess I could I guess I have to clear coat them to seal all that in, hey. Yeah, so I'm going to go clear coat these, and when they're dry they should look probably hopefully the same. But at least I won't have powder getting everywhere, and we can have a go at fitting them on. But while they're drying, we'll continue on with building up this. Okay, let me get this sorted out. I'll go paint this with the clear coat, and I'll be back shortly. Okay, so moving right along to step 37, we're building up the gun shields, and we'll be putting them on. We've got the right and left one. We'll go in here like this, and yeah. So I'll whip all the pieces off the sprue, get them cleaned up, sit them here, and we'll put them together. Okay, back in a sec. Okay, there's our pieces off, all cleaned up, and now we just need to put them together. Let's see how we want this. We'll put that on the blue tack, hold it in place. We need this small one here to go like that. I think it goes. I think that's right. It's a bit tricky to see. I don't know. Yeah, that's where that goes. Okay. I've got the tracks have all been clear coated, and they're drying outside at the moment. So they're looking really nice. As far as I can tell, the clear coat's made no difference to the appearance. They still look really good, as we'll see when I bring them in after they're dried. Now we need C11, which is this one. That's going to go pretty much just like that, exactly like that. Try to hold in place while I place the glue, and its fingers messing up again. Here we go. Back on there. That's it there. Okay, try again. That's it. And the other one goes at the top across there. It goes that way. Like that. Oh, gosh. Okay, try that again. That's it. Make sure it's straight. Good. So that's one done. That is the right side. It's going to go like that. Okay. Right side. Then we'll do the left one. Pretty much the same thing. Spot there. Glue that in. Yep, that's good. Like that, wicking all the way through. Then we put this one on. This. There. There we go. Second one, the right hand side one is done. Now we'll bring our piece over. And we'll see how this is going to go on. So if we do the right side first, well, that doesn't make things very clear. I need to look at a better picture. Got a bit more progress. Okay. I think I see now. Right. So those two attachments are the two holes that I originally drilled into this. That would go on, I think. Oh, just have a look at this. Make sure we do on the right side, which is that one. That way. Gotcha. Okay. Almost put it upside down, which does happen. I think that's it there. I'm sure that's it there. Wow. Well, that went nice and easily. All right. So what I'll do is I'll use some super glue in there, I think. Actually, we can use some of the thick Tamiya. This will be fine. Put that on there. Take it into place like that. Make sure that's straight, which it is. Very good. Then I'll run some extra thin along there and up in that top corner. There's a couple other points there. That's fine. That's good. There you go. That one's on. I'll let that dry a bit more before I start fiddling with that. Although it's not going to be too hard, is it? Just do a quick test fit and see how that goes on. And there. Yeah, I think we're right to put this on. So I say and it falls off. Just trying to locate. Make sure it goes in those holes. Doesn't seem to want to at the moment. That's it there, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. That went on then. Alright, I know I used this last time, but I think this will be fine. I'll use the extra thin. Get that locked in place. Again, down there. And a bit up in the top here. Good. And that is on as well. Now that one looks lower. But no, that's right. That's the way it is. Yep. Just checking a photo of it around here. Yeah, it is lower. It's good. All right. Well, it can only go in those two holes that were drilled, so can't be wrong. Right. So that's looking pretty good. There's our shields on. And I'll just move it over the other way and we'll have a look. That concludes step 37. Circle these, we're all done, they're all on. It's done, it's done. Done. 37 is done. Over the page. 38. Oh, look at that. Time for the big gun. All right. Well, I'll get that off the sprue along with these parts to go around the outside of it. Tidy them up and we'll put that together. Okay, once again, back shortly. Okay, so there's our main gun there, and I haven't trimmed off the nubs because I do that after I've glued it. I've just got it in place here. It fits together beautifully, actually. It's really, really good. These parts which will sit on the outside of it, I've trimmed them all up. Hit them with my laser, and they're perfectly ready to go on too. So I will now glue this. And when that dries, then I'll start cleaning those nubs off, and then we'll come back and I'll show you while I put these on, eh? Okay, back in a sec. Okay, so I'm just gluing this together. I've put the two sides on. Fine fit. This little piece here just sits in here. Just about to glue that in. That. That. Over there too. And then the next one is this one. There are little notches in there, so you can't put them in upside down or the wrong way around. They can only go one way. It's that one. Fine. And the last one, which is with that little piece, well, again, there's notches there. So we can't do it wrong. Sits in there nicely. Two. There you go. There we go. All good. That is step 38 done. Right. Let's have a look. So we've got all this. Got all those on. Circle that, tick that. Good. Now we're on to the breech. There's a few bits to this, and we've got options here. We can have it open or closed. I think that we'll have a look while we're doing it. You don't have it permanently open or closed. You can just swing it closed or have it swung open. So, but they say leave open if positioning figures in fighting compartment, which I will be, so it will be open. All right, so I've just got to get all these pieces off the G sprue. Looks like it's all off the G sprue. The C sprue is finished, so that's one we can get rid of. And this might come close to get rid of the G sprue. Oh no, there's a few more further in the next step. Anyway, I'll put this to dry and start on these pieces. I'll get them off, get them tidied up, and I'll be back when we start putting them together. Okay, back in a sec. Okay, so here's all our pieces together. Now we just got to, sorry, not our pieces together. Let's put our pieces together for the breech. So this piece goes in here. It sort of slips in like that and gets glued. So we need to put some glue in there. Just run some around, let that seep through. In there as well. Okay. Right, then on top of here we've got this little piece here. Pretty much just sits up on there like that. Just making sure that's right. Yeah, that's right. There's a bit of didn't trim up underneath. That's why it wasn't sitting flush. You just hit that. Fix that easy. It's a great little file, but even like any file, if there's nothing to hold on to, it can be difficult. It's almost it there. One more go. There we go, look at that, there's no sign of anything there. And we'll get that to sit back on there flush. That's better. That's what we wanted. Touch that with some glue. That's it there. Oops. There. It's better. Good. All right. And then the last piece here is going to sit in there. So there's a piece that's just going to sit in there. That's easy enough. That. Okay. So, good. Just run some up in there as well. All right, so that's that piece done already. Back like that. So that will actually go on the end of the barrel that we did earlier. And the part now is the bit that closes over it. Okay, so to do it, we need to have these two joined. I'm just working out the other way around. I think. Yes. That's it there. hold that for a moment. To the other side. Is there, like that. All right. Then in one end of that, and I think there is a correct end to do it in. Think that's all right. Let's try G60 first, which is this one. And that will go on there. Ah, there is a right way. Okay. There's two little locating pins in there. There it is there. Pretty sure that's right. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, glue that in. Okay. All right, we'll keep going on this end. So on the back of that, we have G35, which is the bigger piece here. And it will go like that. Yeah. Like that. Good. Glue that in. Yep, that'll be fine. So far so good. And on the end there's G62, which is this tiny little bit, which is going to go on just the way it landed then. It's going to go on there. All right. Glue in there. It's in there. Oh, okay. Now on the other side of that, we just have this piece here. And there's only one way that can go in that end. And that will be like that. Yeah. Don't know how that's going to go in there. It's got that on there. Maybe that's part of the sprue. There it is. Okay, I've got to cut that bit off there. Sorry, I'm doing that off camera. That's it. Right, I'll just glue that one on. One. A bit on that side. Two. And that's done. All right. Now, to have it open or closed, let's have a look where this is going to go. So, like that, and that's going to hook on there. Somehow. Let me check. Now I can see how the bottom piece goes in, but can't see how the top does. Because it was upside down, maybe? No, it's got to go that way. There it is. I knew how to get it eventually. Oh, there we go. So that swing's closed. All right. And closes up completely too. That's good. Done. Wow, that's another step done. Let's take a look at where we're at now. And yep, there it is. Closes perfectly. Right, so mark off 39, tick it, circle all the bits, cross them all through, they're all done. So there's a couple of bits that aren't painted yet, but I'll do that black. And that's all done. Before we look at 40, let me just show you our tracks now that they're all clear coated as well as weathered. There's one. And there's the other one. Okay. So putting the clear coat did darken everything I did on here just a little bit. Darkened the rust, made it a little bit more subtle. But it's come up fine. It looks good. So they're all ready to go on our tank, pretty much. Yeah. Now, what I'm going to do is we'll stop the video here. We're getting up to the hour mark again. We'll be doing step 40 in the next video, which will be connecting the breech onto that onto the gun, and then actually fitting it into the whole mechanism that holds it, as you can see there. And then we'll be back on the tank doing stuff, and that actually gets installed on the tank, but we'll hold off on that for a bit because we've got tons of stuff to do with bits and pieces to go on the tank, particularly once these tracks go on. So in the next video, we'll definitely be putting the tracks on the tank and getting the mud guards that were left here. Those need to be fitted, and there's a couple of tracks that need to go on the front of the tank along with all the tools and everything. So yeah, so excellent. So stay tuned with us and come and join us in the next video, which will be part 8, and we'll get all of that part done. Thank you again for watching. Please subscribe, hit the thumbs up button if you like my video, and comments are welcome below. And we're progressing along really well. I'm happy with the result, especially with the tracks, and more weathering we'll be doing. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next video. Okay, bye for now. Cheers.